All right, let's go. You ready? Eat, sleep, bet, repeat. That is how we are getting down on the opening line here at EliteSportsBetting.com. I'll be your host, Benny Ricciardi, and today we're going to be talking a little bit of NFL football, taking kind of an early look at the lines, although apparently not early enough from what my man Paulie was telling me before we signed on here, because a couple of these lines have already started moving. I mean, it's Monday morning. We try to get this out to you right after the games are played, but they put the lines up even before this week's games are played, and Paulie's already telling me he's seeing some big moves that already happened that we might have missed already. Is that right?
Yeah, the one that I saw that moved already big time was Baltimore and Cleveland. So it opened up on like the look ahead lines that a lot of books put out there. Opened up at 6.5 on Thursday, and it's already been bet up to 9.5 or -10 in most places already.
Yeah, so moving through the 7, getting up to the 10, a couple key numbers right there that I moved through. So that's obviously going to be one that you'd be a lot happier with if you got in on last Thursday. But we still got a couple lines now that we can get into that Paulie thinks are a little bit off, that maybe we can get some early value on early in this week. So you guys don't sign on to hear me talk about it. You want to hear what he has to say. So Paulie, take it away, man. What do you got?
Yeah, there's three key games where I see a good amount of value this week. The first one is going to be Houston playing Tampa Bay. And this is kind of a good situational spot. I already like Houston before the games this weekend, but after the results we saw this weekend, even more. So for Tampa Bay, you have, Mike Evans still obviously hurt. You're also going to have Chris Godwin. News came out this morning that he's most likely out for this week as well. So Tampa Bay, without their top 2 wide receivers, playing against Houston, who, if Houston wins this week and Tennessee loses, Tennessee is playing New Orleans, very tough opponent. They already clinched. They would clinch the division, and next week's game would be meaningless. So there's a lot of motivation there. And Houston came out at -1. It's currently sitting at -2 in the market. I make the number closer to about -4, -4.5. So I definitely would hop on that now, because I think with it being a Saturday game this week, that you're going to see a lot of action on the game, and there's a good chance it crosses 3 and closes at 3.5 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking around right now, and basically all the books in Vegas, this line is all over the place. There's some that have it at a -1 still. There's some that have it all the way up to -2 already. Couple 1.5s in there. Now, when they actually opened this line, is this true? That this is telling me that they opened this line as Tampa Bay as a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, it's gone back and forth with when they open some of the look-ahead lines and some of the books to where it's +1 either way on either Houston or Tampa, which in reality,
yeah, it's basically a pick.
Isn't that big of a difference? There's really not a big difference until you start getting to the 2 and 3 range at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, we've already seen the line move a little bit. I mean, again, if Tampa opened as a 1-point favorite and now Houston is anywhere between 1 and 2, you're already talking about a 2 or 3 point line move here.
And you're going to want to get in before the limits go up in the next day or so, when you start seeing the line shift even more, probably.
Yeah, and that's what I was just going to say. That's when it's going to go even bigger. So we could see this move basically 5 points from the open and another 2 or 3 points from here. So that's a good time to get in on it. You said you had 3 of them today. So what are the other 2?
And the next one is actually going to be the Tennessee game. So that's on Sunday there. And that the current line out there, I believe, New Orleans is money line around -130 or about -1.5 on the spread. The line was pick'em at open. I still like it at the current number. I have it around -4.5. New Orleans, if they win tonight, which they should against Indy, with a decent chance of a blowout potential, you're going to see a line shift up. And with some of the losses from this past weekend, such as San Francisco, this creates a situation where New Orleans has a chance at the number 1 seed in the NFC. So they're going to want to make sure that they take care of business against a Tennessee team who I think is still overrated. They went on a hot streak with Tannehill as quarterback, but as you can see this weekend, there's still plenty of mistakes to be made out there. And when you can get a team like New Orleans, who I think maybe one of the best in the NFL, close to a pick-em, you have to take that.
Yeah, and most books that I'm looking at now have this at a -1.5. Yep. The only one I see at 2, William Hill has it up to 2 already. So, there is a couple of them where it's -1.5 and a little bit of juice on it as well. So I wouldn't doubt if this line moves up as well. I mean, basically the books are kind of already telling us that, and that's the way it's going here. So there's your second one for the week. I kind of like that one a lot too. Now, let me ask you a question here, because New Orleans does play the game tonight, right?
Yeah.
would you wait to put this in just to make sure that a Drew Brees doesn't go down or a Michael Thomas or something like that? Or do you think
I actually used the reverse thinking of that.
Okay, good.
You're more likely to see the line jump forward because, one, everybody's watching the game. So if, let's say, New Orleans wins by 20 tonight, that line might be -3 tomorrow morning. Whereas even if New Orleans loses, the line's not going to move much. And, sure, a player may get injured, but the chances of that happening are far less likely than New Orleans winning the game by 20 and we see the line move a couple points up to, 3 or 4 or something like that.
All right, so that's some good knowledge. I mean, this is the other thing I wanted to do with these videos is kind of get you guys the inside thinking of, how a lot of our experts go about putting in their bets and making their plays for the week. So there's a little nugget there from Paulie on how he handles something like that when you have a game on Monday night and, trying to get in before that line goes in that direction with it being more likely to go up than down. So you had one more, right? What's the third one?
The third one is going to be Kansas City over the Chicago Bears. So that was -4, got 4 + 100 we get in on Thursday on. It's currently sitting at -5, -105, I believe, at most books, which I still really like at that number. I make that number -7.5, -8. And the reason for that is at this point, after the Bears losing, they're really not playing for much. And Kansas City, meanwhile, is playing for a lot, with playoff seeding and stuff like that. And with the Bears pretty much now out of the playoffs here, we're looking at the possibility of them resting some of their players who are possibly injured as well. So I just don't see how this game closes under 6.5 or 7 points, especially with it. I think it's going to be the Sunday night game this week. So if you have Patrick Mahomes on Sunday night as a favorite with people, hanging around on the holidays, everyone's going to be betting Kansas City. This number is going to skyrocket. I think it may close at 7, maybe even get to 7.5 possibly.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense to me too, because what I'm looking at right now, I mean, it opened at 4. You're looking at a couple places that still have it at 4.5, but they have it juiced up. Most of the places have already moved it to 5, and there's even a 5.5 out here too at BetMGM. So, they're basically the line's already making the moves that Paulie's talking about. You can still get in now and still get in before. Hopefully it crosses over that 7. I think that's what it's going to need to be to get some action on the other side. Because I kind of agree with you. I mean, when you look at Kansas City, I kind of feel like most people are going to look at this game and be like, Kansas City, less than a touchdown, I'll take that.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that was basically my first thought when I looked at it as well. That's one of the ones I have checked off for the Super Pool already at this point in time. So hopefully the line doesn't move too much by the time they set it. They usually set them Wednesday and on the DraftKings one. So hopefully it doesn't move too much. Yeah, if we can keep it under 7 by Wednesday, that's going to be one of my picks for this week. So definitely make sure you guys look for that in the betting package and make sure, you can get over to EliteSportsBetting.com. You can check out all of Paulie's picks. We got NBA, we got NFL, we'll have MLB eventually, but that's a couple months away still. But you got the MMA stuff, you got the college basketball stuff, you got the college football stuff, soccer stuff. Duke's been killing it with that. So, a lot of ways for us to go out there and make some money over here at EliteSportsBetting.com. Anything else you want to add here before we sign off?
No, I think I'm all good, Benny.
All right, so there you go. Those are the lines that we see early in the week where we think we can grab some value. If you're going to bet them, make sure you get in there right after you listen to this video. The longer you wait, the more the line's going to move against you if Paulie's right. And honestly, Paulie's usually right, so we don't really mess around with that stuff. So there you go. For Benny and Paulie signing off, this has been another episode of The Opening Line at EliteSportsBetting.com.